reason the Eagala model is so effective with veterans is that it's about doing, not just talking. It involves activity, it involves action, and so that they actually experience the things that are going on in their life, and so they're able to project what's happening inside into a very physical space versus just talking about it. Horses also provide this space for them to just be a relationship that's very healthy and non-judgmental, and that seems to be very helpful.
So in that, it doesn't feel like therapy. It doesn't feel like what people think therapy is.
It looked like they were being aggressive, but they weren't being aggressive.
Yeah, they weren't.
I mean, it looked like they was trying to bite each other.
So sometimes it looks like one thing, but it's actually something else.
Yes, absolutely. I believe it absolutely could help some veterans that maybe have trouble vocalizing themselves on a one-on-one basis, but out here with the horses, I think they could show their feelings more.
It all seems to have something to do with getting out of the house, the scenery out here, the horses, the atmosphere. It calms you and it's very rewarding.
So today's session is going to be bridging your life as a military member and as a civilian veteran. So we'd like the three of you to take these materials that are symbolically going to represent issues for yourself, and you're going to build one area in the arena together that represents your military life, and then somewhere else in the arena, your civilian life.
I really would have wanted to just leave everything as was. I was pretty comfortable the way I was living, supposedly. Being enraged, being angry, being depressed, being bitter. But uncovering everything that happened to me in the military over a 10-year period of time was an eye-opener. And it allowed me to give a why as to what occurred to me and why my behavior was the way it was after I left the military.
You know, I didn't heed some of the warning signs as I started my transition, so I set myself up for failure. You know, it wasn't anybody's fault but mine. It wasn't the Army's fault. It wasn't PTSD's fault, whatever. Before, you know, I was on a very narrow, regimented path, which I don't do well in. And, you know, the horses have helped me to slow down and not stress. These guys go on the journey with us, even for just an hour a week. It makes a huge, huge difference.
You know, I put everything in my pack for the Marine Corps. You know, I was going to be a lifer, I was going to be a drill instructor, I was going to be, you know, everything. And that essentially got taken away from me. What am I now? You know, now as a civilian, it's tough, you know, unless you meet other veterans. And, you know, family, faith, and love, those were my biggest lessons throughout my journey.
So how are you feeling in your safe spot right now?
You know what, it does remind me when I was in the fleet, and you just get so used to operations and you forget to just be human and think and go out and breathe fresh air. And one particular night I was on watch and I was alone and I was just up there in the little nook, and I was just looking out in the ocean and there was nothing. And I remember just being really upset because it was like, I'm always the one up here standing watch. But then it was a situation that turned because I wanted to stay happy. I didn't want to give anybody the opportunity to make me upset. I was just doing my job. But then it became night, and out in the middle of the ocean, it became one of the most beautiful things that just a memory of, where you can't tell the difference between the sky and the ocean where the water meets, because of just the reflection of the stars on the ocean. Get that one.
How do you feel about these horses putting their mouths on the barrel?
I feel fine.
What goes through your mind when their heads go up and down and they show teeth? And
I guess just that one would bite the other too hard, and then that would change their demeanor towards me. I'm thinking of it like human emotions and how humans get upset with each other, and then the animosity comes towards us. I guess I've had a lot of that.
so I think that would be sort of a good stopping spot to just hang with them for a little while and say goodbye to them in any way you want to, and take as much time as you need.
Okay.
And we'll be over here on the side when you're ready.
Okay.
Veterans, because of the trauma, tend to be very stuck in certain patterns of coping, because that's the way they've learned how to cope with these emotional responses that they don't know how to deal with. Talk therapy, because it tends to keep them in their head, they don't really experience, it's not as powerful as the experience in the arena, as far as, getting the immediate feedback from the horses, and it opens up avenues for them to find their own solutions to their own problems.
People see things outside looking in. We're just in there, so we don't see what it is. The horses actually reflect what may have been a source of trauma, and I just thought it was really cool being in the arena with them.
What I like about Eagala is that it's very client-directed. We believe our clients have the best answers for themselves when given the opportunity to find them.
You can apply those skills that you've used in the pasture with the horses to dig at some of the stuff that's really deep down. That is where the healing comes from.
And so when veterans come out here, they really are the experts in their own healing process.
And it allows me to be in a non-judgmental environment. So I'm able to come to some level of acceptance in every issue and concern that I've had.
And there's evidence to support the work that we're doing using the Eagala model. Not only the anecdotal evidence, meaning the testimonials from the veterans themselves, but also through measurement tools that the Veterans Administration and the Department of Defense are using, and those kind of evaluations are showing some amazing outcomes. And with many veterans saying that this has been the most powerful thing that has changed their lives.